Friends, I just couldn't resist recording this. Honestly, these three guys smell so bad that it's impossible to stand next to them. I asked, when was the last time you washed? When did you last take a bath?
A month ago.
A month ago? So you washed exactly a month ago. How could you go a month without water, without washing? How is that possible?
Well, that's how it is. We washed our faces with bottles, things like that. But to do laundry, they wouldn't let us. Specifically, if we had any free time, for example, after classes, they would find some excuse to gather us, tell us something, just so we wouldn't have any free time.
Friends, honestly, you're just lucky you can't smell this stench. It's impossible to stand nearby because of the smell. I think they're using the tactics of the Mongolian army there, which were known for their strategic brilliance and adaptability in warfare. Damn, when they washed, I don't know how often, but it seemed infrequent, perhaps only during significant occasions or when absolutely necessary. In short, I said to at least take him somewhere, to wash off that thick, grimy layer of dirt from him, which had accumulated over time. I don't know. He definitely stinks. And he doesn't notice it himself?
Subtitles by Dima Torzov.
So, he's already used to it, right? Well, I see. So no one has bathed for a month? So none of you have bathed for a month?
Yes.
Ukrainian army. Well, strength, damn. The most important thing, don't wash. You'll look like Europeans. I got it. They have a new trend too, not washing. If you washed, you're a Moscow. There you go. And if you advance with such a stench, of course, we'll scatter from the smell, because we're not used to such a smelly state. Oh, even the enemy. Well, what can you do? That's how it is. That's who we have to fight against.
Last name, first name, patronymic?
Meshakov Dmitry Vladimirovich. Date of birth, April 6, 981.
Place of birth?
City of Kalinin, Kaliningrad region.
Kaliningrad region, right?
Yes.
Where do you live?
Recently, I lived in the Kharkiv region.
In the Kharkiv region. Have you been in the combat zone for a long time?
Since 2023.
Since 2023, right? And how did you end up directly in the zone? How did you get there?
In the zone?
No, in the combat zone. How did you get there?
Well, they sent us to the zone there. They took us officers from the 225th Regiment came and took us. The political officer sent us there. At first, they didn't let anyone in for some reason, but then they started sending everyone indiscriminately. Specifically, they come from the 225th Regiment.
So, you are now from which unit of the 225th Regiment? Right? Company, platoon, how?
Company, 2nd, 3rd platoon, in the hierarchy of the organization, respectively, and that's it. And that concludes the list.
And that's it, right? So, the 25th Regiment?
Yes.
I see. And what is your nationality?
Me? Yes. Russian.
Russian. Why are you going to fight against Russians?
I really didn't even want to go to fight.
None of you wanted to go. So, apart from the three of you who surrendered, everyone else perished, right?
Well, they were wounded.
I see. Well, I understand that you saw for yourself how you were treated.
Of course.
How were you treated?
Humanely.
No, we treated you humanely. And those who sent you to die today, how did they treat you?
They should indeed just be labeled as scum.
They just took you and threw you in. We burned all their equipment, everything that brought you here. All of it burned. And besides those who managed to surrender, everyone else perished. That's the result. What would you like to say to your comrades who are still on the other side?
Don't do anything foolish at all costs. Don't go to this war. They fasten your helmet there. It's not like they tell you. Here people communicate in a typical manner. In general, as a general rule, don't go to war against the Russian Federation.
Understood.
Ved Alexei Vasilievich. Alexei Vasilievich, year 1986. Year of birth, August 15th. Odessa region, Terry district, Primorsko village.
And do you have the same unit?
Yes, 41st Brigade, 2nd BN.
Did you come here together or sometimes with your grandfather?
He came for the first time. He had already been here, and we were brought to the 14th region to the position. 3 days before going to the position, we were brought here. 11. We received dressed 1. In general, how did you get into the army? How did the summons come out as well? I didn't want to go to war. Was hiding. Then I just went out to the store to buy some groceries. The military recruitment office approached, basically confused me, said, let's go for a ride. I didn't want to go. They threw me into the car, took me to the military enlistment office, said, if you don't go to serve, you'll face 3 to 10 years in prison. And, well, I wanted to serve in the Odessa region. They sent me to Vinnytsia. And then here...
To Vinnytsia? And the training ground?
Well, we were in Verkhovka for the first 2 weeks. And then nearby, about 30 kilometers away in Algopol.
How many people were there with you at these positions? And where were you captured?
There were 4 of us.
So 2 were killed and you 2 surrendered, right? And how about family? Do you have one?
I was married a long time ago, divorced, no children. I have a mother, a brother. I have an uncle and other relatives, cousins.
And so, do you have a strong desire to return home? A very strong desire to return home, I see. Well, generally we have a rule that if someone is captured, we already have a guarantee. You already have a chance to return home alive and well. No one will lay a finger on you. So how are the conditions? Have they fed you? Yes. Do you need anything?
Medicine. I need a little, didn't put on.
Pills? What pills do you specifically need exactly right now?
Tell me.
I had pills, but they probably threw them away during the inspection. And well, tell them what you need. The guys will give you everything. They will provide what is necessary. Well, what do you think about Ukraine, about your so-called expired one?
Honestly, about Ukraine, although I have already talked a lot about those who sit in parliament, LGBT people, right? Well, I won't say it like that, but they need to be dealt with first. The task is to sort things out among themselves.
They don't pity you. They don't care, yes. Your masters in America don't pity you because their goal is to fight to the last Ukrainian. So they are fulfilling the task they set for themselves. Therefore,
it won't be long before you hang it by one rib.
What do you think about your government?
Oh, I think the same, because it is all controlled by the government. America, mainly, especially where I live, in the Odessa region, many people don't want to fight against Russia at all, in general, against this war. We have a Russian-speaking population in general, where I live. We always used to be friends before Russian guests would visit us. I even have relatives living in Russia. And then this war, they understand that the government deliberately started this war to maximize with the Americans, cleanse our country.
What would you perhaps recommend to your fellow soldiers who are still there? What would you say to them if they could hear you?
I would honestly say directly that by any means, they should avoid going to fight, get themselves an exemption. There are guys who get exemptions and don't go to the military enlistment office. Honestly, there are no people, because there is no point for us Ukrainians to fight against Russians. You could say it directly, it's a fratricidal war.
And what about people in empty positions? They surrender. Subtitles by Dima Torzak.
On the night shift, I was on my way to work, and the military enlistment office stopped me, packed me up and took me away. They took my phone, didn't even let me, they took my phone. They didn't give me the chance to call work, family or anyone. Then the medical commission took 5-10 minutes and they took me to the training center in Novomoskovsk. In the middle of the night, when the driver said welcome to Russia, I thought we were going back to Zelensky. They took pictures of us there. But I plant the mines are booby-trapped, my own FPV can kill me and my own can shoot me from the position. Prisoners don't surrender. They will kill you. It's better to kill yourself, shoot yourself. Blow yourself up with a grenade, take the enemy with you. They bombed with drones. Then the priest came in and shouted, surrender. And we surrendered. They just consider us as meat. And just like that, they didn't want to take me from the wounded. They left me on the positions to die. If the guys hadn't taken me prisoner and helped me, I wouldn't be here anymore.